Hi there. This is a really cool truck. Kind of excited to share. As you can see, we started with a beautiful original Southern Cal 1964, actually 63 manufacturer, 64 titled FJ40. And this is an ICON Reformer project. We actually built this truck. We started back in May of 2009, and the goal was to keep it looking dead stock 64, but for it not to drive as such. So how many 6440s can do this? The funny part is, though, if you keep your foot out of it, it's very docile and mellow, I promise you. But it is quite the sleeper. It's running a 5.7 LS motor at about 420 horse. We mated that to the 4L65E GM automatic with overdrive, to the Toyota 19 spline transfer case from the late model 60s, much stronger and quieter than the vintage ones. And then for axles, we did 1977-78 vintage FJ40s, completely overhauled down to the housings, burr fields, knuckles, spindles, bearings, overhauled third members, upgraded brake components, blah, blah, blah. Those axles were also modified in that we strengthened the housings and welded gussets and interface plates to allow us to convert the truck from the good old horse and buggy leaf spring suspension to the Art Morrison design that we worked on with them. So the truck, again, the target was to look very, very vintage, but it has none of the archaic mechanical experiences left at all. So cruises right along, it's quite comfortable, obviously fast as all hell. We kept it really kind of mellow visually. It was really kind of a fun combination for us. There are a lot of elements that are unique to these very early production FJ40s. I think aesthetically they were kind of the purest form of the truck. So to me that includes things like those lovely emblems on the front fenders that are metal, not plastic, the front hood spear, the factory AC, as we lovingly referred to it, which is that little crank out full width rectangular vent just below the windshield, and that functions. And let's see what else. The one-piece drop-down tailgate, which denotes this was a factory soft top truck, which makes it even rarer. And then the kind of holy grail component on a 40 Resto is the headlight bezel assembly when it has Land Cruiser stamped into it. That was only stock on 64 and older, and they're really all but impossible to find. You'll see them on eBay once in a while, and it's not uncommon for them to sell for $400 or $500, even in really beat to piss condition. On the wheels, we did the stock style 40 wheels, powder coated the stock sort of gray primer-like finish with new hubcaps. For the tires, we did tall skinnies, again to keep it retro, running the 33-inch BF Goodrich all-terrain. Gas tank was relocated from being that kind of odd situation under the passenger seat to now being boxed by the frame and larger in the rear of the vehicle with an in-tank pump and sump filter. That also freed up additional storage space under the front passenger side bench. The top was handcrafted using the original factory frame with one added brace in the front, something we've learned from ICON that adds stability at speed to those tops. It's all crafted in Mercedes Hartz canvas, Bentley 10X snaps, YKK marine zippers, and highest quality acrylic. Pardon, it's a little bit dirty. That should improve. We haven't detailed this truck yet. This is the condition in which it came to me, and just wanted to get this video up because I'm going to be leaving town here in a little bit. H4 halogen headlight upgrades as well. Take a little tour of the inside. These doors, again, super rare and unique to the earliest years. These doors have all new weather stripping and whiskers, new acrylic windows. All of those parts, even the wing window weather stripping, is brand new and extremely difficult to find. In fact, I don't know if you could find it anymore. The hinges are kind of cool. You rotate to 90 degrees and you lift straight up, and then that allows for easy removal of the door assembly once you remove that little limiter strap. But kind of a cool function. The dash on these early trucks, super sexy. We left it looking quite stock, although we upgraded the knobs, and obviously with the transfer case upgrade that now goes on the floor, which freed up the dash for a little bit more kind of aesthetic balance and beauty, in my opinion. Gauges, there's that hand crank for that front vent. The gauges we really had a good time with on this truck. They're designed to look stock. I'll show you those in more detail here coming up in a few minutes. Dash plaque done to look stock, but to reflect the contemporary tranny and transfer case control functions, but keeping the font and everything looking stock. Factory steering wheel, Steve Mole aftermarket heater, very subtle and way better output than the factory heater on this year, which in fact this truck didn't have. That silver piece under dash is work light. So here the gauges, we color coded them to the body, otherwise left them looking completely stock, but they're now VDO units, so highly precise, no speedo cable or any of that crap to worry about. There's that gear shift instruction plate. Also kind of a nifty hidden detail. If you open up the ashtray, there's a dock for your iPad or iDevice, whatever the heck fits there. Then that goes to two speakers that are built into enclosures down underneath the kick fence. So it's very, very subtle. There's the modern transfer case Toyota knob. Other details, these are no longer available, but new old stock factory wiper motors, arms, and even the mirrors are dead stock and very difficult to source. Now don't be scared of this interior. It photographs brighter than it is, but I personally love it. Stock on this year, believe it or not, was like a pumpkin orange. But that didn't work well with this cool green color that we used. The green color, by the way, is a Pakistani military FJ40 color from the 70s, but I'd always wanted to use it. You'll notice here the floors are coated in heat-cured polyurea for increased durability. That is also the case on the underside of the body assembly and fenders. Body was in remarkable shape. As evident by the conditions you see now. The vehicle has just under 4,000 miles on it since restoration. But bare metal repaint, full epoxy primer sealer coat, glass ceramic paint, factory tailgate chains even with the original hardware. Those are replated. We added the heat shrink to shut them up. There you'll see the added bar so that can bear snow weight and reduces flapping noise at speed. Here's the sort of no-nos. There's some tear there. There is a chip on the rear left quarter panel, and the canvas from the spare tire is getting a little bit worn. Hubcap on the spare has a dent on it, and there's this imperfection on the hood. If any of that stuff bugs you, I'm happy to work with you to get that handled. The truck's been very well cared for. It's one of my favorite builds. I know I seem to say that a lot, but I guess it's because I love what I do. So thanks again for watching, and this truck is now available for delivery. TLC4x4.com, ICON4x4.com, or give us a call, 818-280-3333. Thank you.